Okay, we're just going to take a little moment here to look at a fan unit which fumes the fume cupboard and the saw. Now this little unit is a low velocity fan, original to the Cambridge lab from mid-1990s. And when Cambridge renovated, this went obsolete. And so when I came here, I grabbed this little fan because it services the fume cupboard and saw just fine, just fine. It isn't as pretty to look at as some of the modern labs, but it does its job. So we'll quickly have a closer look. We put it on a wall mount and it's hooked up to the fume cupboard like this. And there's enough velocity to just remove the nuisance smells that you would get if you were mounting slides or using acetone to clean slides. It's just enough to take off that nuisance smell and protect you from exposure. If we come back up, we'll have a look at that solid pipe hooking up to the saw, and we fit a hose at the end and we cut a hole in the enclosure to the saw. So having a closer little view of the saw, just a reminder that it sits on a nice metal frame, metal stand. On top there's placed a wood platform, and the saw itself is supplied on a metal stand, which allows you to put the MK Diamond drainage pan slotting through the base of the metal stand. What we did is to retrofit a plastic enclosure which we designed here at home and had it made up. And again, it serves its purpose. We even gave it a little window to the front, which works fairly well. And if I walk you now over to the saw, we'll just have a quick look at its running parts. The motor is in the back gray cylinder casing, and that was just rewound for you, so it's almost brand new. To the side is a triangular part here, and that holds the drive belt for the saw blade. And you shouldn't need to get into these, either the motor or the drive belt. So let's go over here. We're looking at the hood, which covers the diamond blade. And you'll notice that there's a little spigot fitting on top of that hood. What it used to do was it was fitted with a little clear pipe which carried water from a pump in the silt box. So much like the machine, it worked on recirculation of water from the silt box. But what we found is, of course, you're creating dirty water when you cut, and those little channels block up with silt and clay. So on a regular basis, we would be having to stop and clear those channels with wire and water. So I just decided when I got here to run a regular garden hose, which is more than enough, because when the blade is started up, the water spreads out and it covers both sides of the blade to cut through your sample box and then your samples. Just remember to get enough water going, enough flow to do that job. Let's have a quick look at the drainage. Underneath, but cut into that drainage tray, we fitted a pipe which takes the dirty water through another sloped pipe and discharges into the silt box. The silt box has a hole cut into that which takes the overflow and sends it on through another pipe fitted to the box to the sewer system. So you've got water moving constantly as you cut. And oftentimes I'll run the hose even after I'm done cutting because I use it to spray clean the inside of the enclosure, and I'll make sure that the drainage hole within the tray is clean. And then that water I'll leave running for about 5 to 10 minutes to clear the mucky water from the box. And you should only have to clean your silt trap, say, once every 3 months if you're cutting dirty things, to 6 months or twice a year for most cutting. It all depends on the volume of work you're sending through. So keep that in mind. And it also depends on how good your impregnations are. If they're more plastic, you're not going to get a lot of mucky water and silt or clay dropping out into the box. One last note, you notice I've got an open pail, and what I do is I'll put the offcuts from cutting into the pail and let them dry, and I'll save some of the better offcuts to reuse in the impregnation. So that's pretty much our run through of the saw. You've heard it running, so you know what that's all about. Let's go back and let's start the thin section.